folks. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian whistleblower, back again for another great day of broadcasting, trying to give you some nuggets, trying to give you some things to turn on the light in your life, to turn on the light in your mind, and to get you into the place where you can be who you are supposed to be, and we can overcome this hijacking of the original Yeshua movement by the forces of modern, big-time religion. Today, I just want to show you that I am, in fact, wearing one of our great shirts that is available at jeffreydarty.com. And of course, you can see the website here right now. We've got what's playing on the YouTube. Remember, on October 13th, I'll be joining George Norrie live on Coast to Coast AM. And if you do want to get the shirt, all you have to do is go down and look for the shirt. And as you can see, it's this one right here. Just click on the shirt and you can see there it is. It's got the spaceship kind of coming out of what I think, according to the designer, is somewhat of a sunflower. But at any rate, a very handsome shirt, something that you'd be proud to wear. And of course, when you do purchase these shirts, it helps me, of course, fund this operation. So we hope that you'll partake in that. And today I'll be reading out of this book, not reading out of it, but I'll be referencing the information that I'm talking about comes from this book. This is a book we talked about on Coast to Coast AM as well. Final Message of the Last Apostle. And we come straight, directly, 100%, without a doubt, from the Bible. So it's important that you know that. It's important that you realize that, and it's important that you go to the Bible yourself, that you just don't take my word for it. I know none of you would ever do that, but at any rate, we're talking about how Yeshua and Jesus are different people. We're talking about how the apostles never knew, were never taught about the resurrection, death, burial, resurrection of Jesus. We're talking about how Paul invented it. And now we're getting to the rise of Antichrist. And I know that word means a lot of things to a lot of people, but we're actually going to be talking about what it really means to you and in reality today. And if you remember, we were talking about before how John shared with us that Yeshua did not come as a baby. And we saw yesterday that the word was made flesh. It emerged, it became a transition from one point, realm, or condition to another into a human being. The word emerged, transitioned from one realm into a human being. And as we saw, John did not use the word for baby. He used the word for a fully grown human being. So there's absolutely no doubt that the word Yeshua did not come as a baby, but yet we're going to talk about even more. And here's an interesting fact that you think about the birth of Jesus, right? The central message of the New Testament. How many scriptures do you think there would be? What percentage of the New Testament do you think would be about that event? 50? 25? Do you know that the scriptures that make up the stories, the complete stories about the birth of Jesus in the New Testament, 0.0666% of the verses in the New Testament are about the birth of Jesus. Just a little interesting tidbit I thought I would throw in there for you. So anyway, what we have found out is that these baby Jesus stories are just stories. They're not real. They're not true. If John had meant to say that he was born a baby, he could have used the word nephos. If he meant to say that he was born an infant, he could have used the word brephos. If he meant to say that he'd come as a young child, he could have used the word paedon. But he didn't use any of those. He used the word for human, which is G4561, Greek 4561. And John also said that Yeshua entered into immediate and unbroken communion with them. John had a lot of words that he could have used to describe this. And it's interesting that the Quran teaches that Jesus spoke as a child. Is this somewhat of a clue from the Islamic writers that all is not as we have seen? Because the way that John said Yeshua entered in the world is he entered in as to walk and take steps and show oneself fully. As you look at the original Greek, the word came into being. A fully grown man immediately entered into unbroken communion with us, entering as a man, walking among us, and showing himself fully. You like apples? How about them apples? And then we went to perhaps the most shocking scripture to date. We looked at among those born of women, none has arisen greater than John the Baptist. And yet, Yeshua was born of a woman as well. If you believe that, she was born of a woman named Mary. Folks, do you see how deep this is? Do you see how interesting this is? Do you see how puzzling this is? And guess what? Oh my. We're just getting started. If you're driving a moving vehicle, stop. Pull over to the side of the road. If you have sharp implements in your hands, put them down. If you're drinking a hot liquid, set it aside. Make sure you have your feet firmly on the ground, and please keep your hands and arms inside the compartment at all times, because I'm about to take you on a wild ride, brother. Are you ready? And I'm just wondering what you're going to do when the truth of this scripture breaks out all over you, brother. All righty, are you ready? Have you got yourself set? Have you created a safe environment? Well, here we go. Here we go. All right. The rise of Antichrist, the seed of Antichrist in the book. John said, and remember, this is the final message of the last apostle, literally. He was the last guy who knew Yeshua that was writing. And every spirit that does not confess Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. This is the spirit of Antichrist. You've already heard it's in the world. So John, having just identified the baby Jesus stories as fraudulent, goes on to tell us that anyone that, what does he say? Every spirit that does not confess, and of course the Jesus Christ is added in. It's not really Jesus. It would be Yeshua, because John wouldn't have used the name Jesus after just refuting Jesus. There was no letter J for another 15 centuries after this was written. Obviously, it's the work of the translators, Yeshua. And John says that every spirit that does not some spirits, not most spirits, but every damn spirit, maybe he didn't say damn, but every damn spirit that does not confess that Yeshua is come in the flesh is not of God, and is the spirit of Antichrist. So what does confess mean? To publicly declare. Every person that does not publicly declare that Yeshua is come, that Yeshua arrived in the flesh, full human man as he appears, how a man is presented to view, external experience condition of a man, being able to make decisions for oneself. See why I wanted you to sit down? Let's look at it again. Every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, every spirit that does not publicly declare that Yeshua arrived as a full human man as he appears, how a man is presented to view, the external experience and condition of a man, being able to make decisions for oneself. That's not dirty. That is the plain, simple Greek New Testament. Every spirit that does not publicly declare that Yeshua the Anointed arrived as a full-grown human, looking and appearing as a man, walking and talking and able to make decisions for himself, is of Antichrist. The plain, literal language removes any doubt. This is pretty well written. That John is clearly teaching that proponents of the baby Jesus Bethlehem birth accounts are of the spirit of Antichrist. So, Jeff, what do you mean? Am I worshiping the devil if I believe in the baby Jesus? No. That word Antichrist has been Hollywoodized, and it's been weaponized, and it's been dramatized. What John is clearly saying is that those that created the baby Jesus stories are of the spirit of Antichrist. Antichrist meaning against the anointed. The people that created the baby Jesus stories are against the anointed. They're against Yeshua. They're against the original Yeshua message. If you believe and perpetrate and embrace the baby Jesus stories, Jeffrey Darty's not telling you this. John the Apostle, final message of the last apostle says, and I'm wagging my finger at you. If you believe the baby Jesus stories, you are supporting, you are aiding, you are abetting, you are empowering, you are perpetuating the spirit of Antichrist. That is the hijacking of the original messianic culture, the hijacking of the culture, writings of the original Yeshua movement. You are participating, supporting, perpetuating, continuing the lie of Pauline, Neronian, Roman hijacking, co-opting of the original message of the original Yeshua movement. It's up to you. If you want to support, perpetuate, and be of the spirit of Antichrist, that which is against the message of the anointed Yeshua, that's your choice. I bring you to water. I don't make you drink. I bring you to objective fact. I don't make you think. This is crypto, cultural, anthropology. Coming at you, brother. So you have a choice to make. And what difference does it make? The difference between supporting that which is against the Christ or supporting and embracing that which is of the Christ. Does it really mean Republican, Democrat, left, right, good, bad, black, white? No. It means Yeshua, the Christ, I am come that you might have life and life more abundantly. My peace I leave with you, and not peace as the world gives, but peace that passes all understanding. Or you're a dirty, rotten, wicked, nasty, ugly, stupid sinner filled with sin, and you got to be washed with blood. And unless you come to us and do what we say, how we say, when we say, where we say, as long as we say, you're going to go burn in a lake of fire. It's up to you. Abundant life, peace, or sin, condemnation, control, fear, hell. It's up to you. What you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian whistleblower. I'm hoping that you choose to unindoctrinate yourself.